Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something that has the power to change everything for you: routine. Success doesn't just happen. It's not some random stroke of luck or a moment of divine intervention. No, success is built, and it's built on what you do every single day. That's right, your routine. You've heard the phrase, the early bird gets the worm. But let me tell you something, the early bird doesn't just wake up early by chance. That bird has a plan. It knows the value of consistency. It understands that every minute counts and every action matters. Success doesn't just appear out of thin air. It's not something that magically happens on its own or as a result of one extraordinary moment. Success is built piece by piece through consistent effort over time. It's a process that demands commitment, focus, and most importantly, the right actions every single day. At the core of this journey is a routine. A solid, structured routine is the foundation upon which success is constructed. Without it, you are simply drifting, hoping that circumstances will align in your favor. But with a routine, you are in control, and you actively shape the path to your success. Well, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that success comes from a single monumental achievement or a breakthrough moment. The reality is that those moments are simply the culmination of consistent, often unnoticed, work that's been happening over time. Consider any successful individual, whether they're an entrepreneur, an athlete, or a scholar. What they all have in common is the dedication to a routine. It's the little things they do consistently, day in and day out, that set them apart. These routines may not seem significant in the moment, but when compounded over weeks, months, and years, they result in extraordinary outcomes. Imagine a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble. At first, the changes are subtle, and the sculpture may seem far from complete. But with every small, deliberate strike of the chisel, the sculpture begins to take form. The same is true with your routine. Each action, no matter how small it may seem, adds up over time and brings you closer to your vision of success. Without the routine, however, the sculptor would never see the final masterpiece. There will be no steady progress, no direction, no structure. Instead, the sculptor would simply be staring at a block of marble, unsure of how to begin. Your routine provides structure, which is essential for success. It eliminates the uncertainty of the day and allows you to focus on the important tasks. Without structure, you risk wasting precious time on distractions, procrastination, and unnecessary activities. A routine gives you the framework to organize your day effectively, ensuring that you tackle the most important tasks first. It creates momentum and minimizes the chances of getting sidetracked or overwhelmed by the day's challenges. A successful routine doesn't just fill up your day with tasks for the sake of being busy. It's designed to help you prioritize your goals and align your actions with them. When you have a routine, you know exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it. There's no guessing, no second guessing yourself. You're following a plan that has been intentionally designed to push you toward your goals. Success doesn't happen by chance. It's a result of following a purposeful, consistent routine that focuses on achieving the right outcomes. Furthermore, a routine is crucial because it builds discipline. Discipline is the ability to stick to a plan even when you don't feel like it. It's easy to act when you're motivated, but the real test comes when motivation fades. A routine is what carries you through those moments when you don't feel like doing the work. When you make a routine a part of your daily life, you start to build mental toughness. You learn to push through the discomfort, to keep going even when it feels hard. This discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who fall short. Without a routine, there's no structure to develop that mental toughness. In addition, routines foster a sense of accountability. When you have a routine, you're not just working for the sake of working. You are accountable to the process. You've committed to a set of tasks, and by following through on them, you are accountable to your future self. Each task you complete adds another step toward your goal, and this accountability ensures that you stay on track. Over time, you become more and more responsible for your action, and you develop a sense of ownership over your success. Now, the powerful aspect of a routine is that it provides consistency. Success, by nature, is not about hitting a few peaks and then taking a break. It's about maintaining a steady climb day after day. A consistent routine keeps you moving forward, even on the days when motivation is low. Success is about persistence, and routine gives you the consistency you need to keep going, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Without routine, progress becomes sporadic, and achieving success becomes a matter of luck rather than intent. When you build a routine that is steady and reliable, you create the foundation for long-term success. People often underestimate the power of routine because it may seem boring or monotonous. But the truth is that routine is what allows you to do the extraordinary. The daily, seemingly mundane actions you take are the building blocks of something far bigger. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of chasing after big, flashy goals, but the reality is that those goals are achieved through the quiet, consistent actions that you perform every day. Routine makes success repeatable, and without that consistency, it would be nearly impossible to achieve sustained success over time. The key to success lies not in waiting for the perfect opportunity or the perfect moment to act. It lies in your willingness to commit to a routine day after day and to trust that those small, deliberate actions will pay off. It's about embracing the process, knowing that success is not a one-time event, but the result of consistent, intentional effort. Success is built on routine, and without that routine, the path to success becomes uncertain, unpredictable, and much harder to navigate. How you begin your day has a profound impact on everything that follows. It's not just about waking up in the morning. It's about how you approach the first moments of your day, how you set the tone for the hours ahead, and how you harness your energy, focus, and mindset from the very start. The way you start your day can either propel you forward toward your goals or leave you feeling disoriented and unproductive. It is in those early moments that the foundation for your success is either built or lost. That the early morning hours are a critical window of opportunity. They offer a quiet space before the world becomes chaotic, before distractions take hold, and before the noise of everyday life seeps into your mind. In those first few moments, you have the power to set the tone for the entire day. If you use those moments wisely, you can lay the groundwork for a productive, purposeful, and successful day. If you squander them, you risk starting your day off on the wrong foot, and that can affect everything you do afterward. Starting your day with intention is key. This means being purposeful about what you do as soon as you wake up. It's easy to fall in the habit of hitting the snooze button, rolling over and falling back into a half-conscious state. But this habit is detrimental to both your physical and mental state. When you hit snooze, you're not giving your body and mind a clear signal that's time to start the day. Instead, you're prolonging the state of restfulness, and you're beginning the day with a sense of resistance, not readiness. This can make it more difficult to gain momentum later in the day. When you wake up and immediately embrace your morning routine with purpose, you signal to your brain that the day has begun and that you are in control. You begin to mentally prepare yourself for the challenges ahead, and you set the tone for what you will accomplish. Starting with small, intentional actions like making your bed, getting out of bed right away, or drinking a glass of water can help you establish control over your day. These actions might seem small, but they have a significant impact. They create a sense of accomplishment early on. And that momentum carries you forward. The early morning hours are also the perfect time to engage in activities that nourish your mind and body. The quiet of the morning allows you to focus inward without the distractions of the day. Whether it's meditation, journaling, reading, or exercising, these activities help center your thoughts and prepare you mentally and physically for the day ahead. When you start your day with positive, proactive habits, you are more likely to carry that energy and mindset into everything you do throughout the day. Exercise in the morning, for example, has been shown to boost energy levels and improve mental clarity. When you move your body in the morning, you not only wake up your muscles, but also awaken your mind. Physical activity increases blood flow, which helps stimulate the brain and improves cognitive function. This helps you approach the day with a clear mind, ready to tackle whatever challenges come your way. Moreover, physical activity can help reduce stress and anxiety, leaving you feeling more confident and capable. Another powerful way to set the tone for your day is by engaging in activities that promote mental focus and emotional well-being. Taking time to meditate or practice mindfulness can help calm the mind and prepare you for the challenges ahead. When you center yourself in the morning, you cultivate a sense of control over your emotions, and this can help you navigate the ups and downs of the day with greater ease and resilience. When your mind is clear, you can think more effectively, make better decisions, and approach problems with a solution-oriented mindset. The morning is also an ideal time to review your goals and reflect on what you want to accomplish. This simple act of goal setting gives you a sense of purpose and direction. It helps you prioritize the tasks that matter most, and it ensures that you're not just reacting to whatever comes your way. Instead, you're actively taking charge of your day, aligning your actions with your broader goals. Reflecting on your goals first thing in the morning helps you stay focused on the bigger picture and reminds you of why you're doing what you're doing. In addition to goal setting, it's important to acknowledge the power of gratitude. Starting the day with a moment of gratitude can transform your mindset. It shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. Gratitude fosters a positive mindset and helps you approach the day with a sense of appreciation. When you are grateful for the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead, you are more likely to approach them with optimism and determination. What's more, the morning sets the tone for your productivity throughout the day. If you start your day with a sense of purpose and clarity, you're more likely to stay productive and focused as the day progresses. Disorganized morning leads to stress and disarray, making it harder to focus on important tasks later. By contrast, when you structure your morning routine and take care of your mental and physical well-being, you build a strong foundation for sustained productivity. A strong morning routine also fosters self-discipline. The discipline you practice in the morning spills over into other areas of your life. When you commit to getting up early, following your routine, and prioritizing your well-being, you develop the discipline to tackle challenges throughout the day. This discipline helps you stay on track with your goals, even when you're faced with distractions or obstacles. It gives you the strength to push through difficult tasks and stay focused on what truly matters. The key to success is not found in a single moment of brilliance, but in the small, deliberate actions you take each day. By starting your day with intention and consistency, you create a ripple effect that impacts everything you do. The way you start your morning determines your mindset, your energy, and your productivity for the entire day. It's in the quiet of the morning that you have the power to prepare yourself for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. So, next time the alarm goes off, remember that how you choose to begin your day is a direct reflection of your commitment to success. Success is not about making one giant leap toward your goals, but about the small, consistent actions that you take each and every day. It's not about looking for a quick fix or an instant solution. Instead, success is a process that requires continuous effort and dedication. It's easy to get discouraged by the idea that we need to achieve huge things every day to make progress. But the truth is that consistency is what drives lasting success. You don't need to do something monumental every day. It's the little consistent actions that accumulate and compound over time, building momentum toward achieving your goals. In the world we live in, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that success only comes from big, dramatic efforts. We live in a culture that often celebrates the flash of quick wins and grand achievements. Social media constantly bombards us with images of people who seem to have achieved success overnight, which can make us feel like we need to do something equally dramatic to stand out. However, the most successful people aren't those who wait for some monumental breakthrough moment. They're the ones who commit to the daily grind, to showing up consistently, even when it's not glamorous, and taking small steps that eventually lead to large-scale results. Consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing in exactly the same way every day. It means showing up and doing the work that moves you toward your goals, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant it might feel at the time. It's the power of showing up even when you don't feel motivated, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Over time, those consistent efforts compound and the results begin to speak for themselves. One of the most important things to understand about consistency is that it builds momentum. At first, you might not see any significant changes. You might feel like your efforts are invisible, like the work you're putting in isn't adding up to anything. But this is where most people get discouraged. The results of consistent action don't always appear immediately, and it's easy to lose faith when the outcome isn't instant. However, the process of showing up every day creates momentum. Small victories build upon each other, and over time, they add up to something substantial. Think about learning a new skill. In the beginning, progress can seem slow. You may struggle with basic tasks, and it might feel like you're not getting anywhere. But if you commit to practicing every day, even for just a few minutes, your skills begin to improve. Day after day, you get better. You start to notice changes in your abilities that were not apparent at the start. And those small improvements lead to bigger gains. What you didn't see at first was that the practice you were putting in, however small, was gradually shaping your abilities. This is the magic of consistency. It's not always obvious, but it's there, working in the background to produce long-term results. One of the key benefits of consistency is that it makes success more attainable. When you focus on taking small steps each day, you take away the pressure to make big, dramatic changes all at once. Big goals can be overwhelming, and they can often feel unattainable. But when you break those goals down into smaller, manageable tasks and work on them consistently, you start to feel a sense of progress. Even if your goals are big, the key is to break them down into daily actions that you can take, step by step, without feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of the task. In addition to helping you stay focused on your goals, consistency also builds self-discipline. When you commit to a routine or a set of habits, you are strengthening your ability to stick to your commitments, even when it's hard. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going well, but the true test of discipline is how well you perform when things get tough or when you don't feel like doing the work. Consistency trains you to push through those moments of resistance. It teaches you that you don't need to feel motivated all the time. You simply need to do the work. Motivation comes and goes, but consistency doesn't depend on how you feel in the moment. It's about doing what needs to be done regardless of external circumstances. When you focus on consistency, you also learn to celebrate the small wins. It's easy to overlook the little things, but those little wins add up. Every time you complete a task, no matter how small, you are moving closer to your goal. Success isn't just about achieving the end result. It's about recognizing and appreciating the progress you make along the way. By focusing on the small, consistent actions, you start to see that every step counts. This mindset helps you stay motivated, even when the bigger picture seems distant. Additionally, consistency helps to create a sense of stability and routine in your life. Success doesn't thrive in chaos. It thrives in an environment where you can predictably and consistently work toward your goals. When you have a routine that supports your objectives, it becomes easier to stay focused and productive. Your routine becomes a structure that you can rely on, ensuring that your energy and time are directed toward what matters most. This structure also makes it easier to measure progress, as you can look at the consistency of your actions and see the cumulative effect over time. Finally, consistency allows you to build a track record of success. As you continue to show up and put in the work, you build confidence in your ability to achieve your goals. Each day that you make progress, no matter how small, strengthens your belief that success is within reach. Over time, this confidence becomes self-sustaining and you begin to trust the process. You no longer question whether your actions will pay off because you've seen the results of consistency at work. You've learned that success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or hoping for a big break. It's about consistently showing up day after day and putting in the work. A solid routine doesn't just help you stay on track toward your goals. It also plays a significant role in ensuring that you maintain the end focus needed to tackle whatever comes your way. Whether you're working on a big project, pursuing a personal goal, or simply going through the motions of your day, the quality of your energy and focus can make all the difference in your performance. Without these, even the most well-planned routine can fall apart. But when you have the right structure, it's much easier to keep your energy levels high and your focus sharp. That energy isn't something that can be forced. It's a byproduct of taking care of your mind and body. And a good routine is a framework that allows you to manage your energy effectively. The morning ritual, for example, is a great opportunity to engage in activities that recharge your body and mind. How you spend your first hour or two in the morning will have a profound effect on your energy levels for the rest of the day. When you start your day by engaging in physical activity, whether it's a workout, a brisk walk, or even stretching, you awaken your body. Exercise is one of the most effective ways to boost energy levels because it gets your blood flowing and releases endorphins, the chemicals in your brain that make you feel energized and happy. Starting the day with movement doesn't just prepare you physically, it prepares you mentally too by setting a positive tone and giving you a sense of accomplishment right from the get-go. But it's not just about physical activity. Your routine should also incorporate practices that keep your mind sharp. This could include activities like reading, journaling, or meditating. The more you prioritize mental clarity in the morning, the easier it will be to focus throughout the day. A routine that incorporates mindfulness or reflection can help you approach challenges with a clear and calm mind, allowing you to stay more focused when distractions arise. Starting your day with a few moments of quiet reflection allows you to center yourself and calm your mind before diving into the demands of the day. This helps you build mental resilience so you don't feel overwhelmed when faced with stress or a difficult task. When your mind is at ease, your focus improves, and you can direct your energy toward the things that matter most. Another way your routine helps with energy and focus is by creating a sense of control. When your day starts with a clear plan and structure, it's much easier to remain focused on your tasks because you already know what you need to do. There's no scrambling to figure out your next move or getting distracted by endless to-dos. A structured routine minimizes decision fatigue, the mental exhaustion that comes from constantly having to make decisions about what to do next. Now, when you know exactly what needs to be done and when, it frees up your mental energy to focus on executing tasks rather than trying to figure out what to do. The more routine you have in your day, the less time you spend figuring out the details, and the more energy you can direct toward the actual work. For example, if you know that your mornings are dedicated to exercising and reading, you won't waste time wondering what to do first. This sense of predictability helps to conserve your cognitive energy, allowing you to approach your day with greater focus. The key to maintaining this sense of control is consistency. A routine that is followed regularly builds the mental muscle needed to focus effectively and remain productive. Your routine can also help regulate your energy by ensuring you balance work and rest. If you only push yourself to work without giving yourself time to recharge, your focus and energy will inevitably dwindle. A balanced routine that includes breaks throughout the day gives you the chance to rest and reset. When you take short breaks during the day, especially after intense periods of focus, you allow your brain to recover and avoid burnout. These breaks are essential for maintaining productivity because they prevent mental fatigue from setting in. A well-structured routine helps you balance work with necessary moments of rest, giving your body and mind the time they need to recharge so you can continue performing at your best. Having a set routine also ensures you are eating well, sleeping enough, and taking care of your health, all of which have a direct impact on your energy levels and focus. When you prioritize self-care as part of your routine, you're essentially filling your own tank so that you have more to give throughout the day. When you get enough sleep, your mind and body are restored, and you wake up ready to face the day with clarity and energy. Likewise, when you eat nutritious meals throughout the day, you're providing your body with the fuel it needs to operate at its best. A routine that incorporates healthy habits ensures that your body is working for you rather than against you, supporting the mental and physical stamina needed to maintain focus and energy. Furthermore, a good routine helps you stay present. It eliminates the mental clutter that often causes distraction. When your day is structured and planned, you're able to focus on the task at hand without constantly worrying about what's next. You don't need to scatter your attention across different thoughts or tasks because your routine already tells you what to do and when. This kind of mental clarity helps you to stay fully engaged in whatever you're doing. Whether it's working on a project, engaging in a conversation, or even taking a break. Being present is key to maintaining focus and avoiding burnout. In addition to boosting energy and focus, your routine can also help cultivate positive habits that reinforce these traits. The more you stick to a routine that promotes health, productivity, and mental clarity, the more these positive habits become ingrained in your life. For example, when you consistently wake up early to exercise or make time for quiet reflection, these habits become automatic over time. You no longer have to think twice about prioritizing your physical and mental well-being because they've become second nature. This consistency not only fuels your energy, but also reinforces your ability to stay focused on the long-term picture. Ultimately, the key to maintaining high energy and focus lies in having a well-thought-out routine that takes care of both your mind and body. It's about balancing work and rest, prioritizing self-care, and making sure that your energy is channeled into the most important tasks. With the right routine, your ability to stay energized and focused throughout the day becomes less about willpower and more about the structure you created to support your success. Building discipline is one of the most significant aspects of creating and maintaining a successful routine. Discipline doesn't come easily to everyone, and it's something that often needs to be developed over time. It's the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it, to push through discomfort and to stay committed to the process, regardless of how tempting distractions may seem. Discipline is what turns good intentions into tangible results. Without it, even the most well-structured routine can easily fall apart, leaving you feeling frustrated and unaccomplished. The key to developing discipline lies in consistently following through with the actions that lead you toward your goals, even on the days when motivation is low or when it seems easier to give up. One of the most important things to understand about discipline is that it's not about being perfect. It's not about being able to always do things with flawless precision or to follow every step of your routine exactly as planned. Discipline is about showing up and doing the work even when circumstances aren't ideal or when you don't feel your best. The reality is that no one is disciplined all the time. There will be days when you fail to stick to your routine, when you get distracted, or when life throws challenges your way. But what matters is that you don't let those moments define. Instead, discipline is about getting back on track, learning from your mistakes, and recommitting to your goals. It's about being consistent in your efforts, even when the results aren't immediate. The key to building discipline is creating a routine that you can stick to. A routine that is too complicated, unrealistic, or filled with tasks that don't align with your goals will only make it harder to stay disciplined. When creating your routine, it's important to set yourself up for success by breaking down your larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. These tasks should be specific, measurable, and actionable. When you know exactly what you need to do, and when you need to do it, you're far less likely to get distracted or procrastinate. A routine that feels achievable is far more motivating and much easier to stick to than one that is overwhelming or unclear. The more manageable you make your goals and the clearer your action plan, the more likely you are to develop the discipline needed to follow through. Another critical aspect of discipline is consistency. Discipline isn't something that you can turn on and off depending on how you feel. It requires a steady commitment to your goals over time. The more consistent you are with following your routine, the easier it becomes to develop discipline. When you follow through with your actions day after day, those actions begin to feel automatic. The more consistent you are in doing something, the more natural it becomes, and the less you have to rely on motivation or willpower to get it done. You may start to notice that certain tasks in your routine start to become second nature, requiring less effort to complete. This is the result of consistent action, which gradually turns into disciplined behavior. Additionally, discipline is often strengthened by accountability. When you are accountable to yourself, you take ownership of your actions and are more likely to follow through on your commitments. Accountability can come in many forms. It could be a written commitment to yourself, where you outline your goals and the steps you need to take to achieve them. It could also be a form of external accountability, such as sharing your goals with someone else, like a friend, family member, or mentor who can check in on your progress. Knowing that someone else is watching or that you've made a commitment to follow through on your goals makes it more likely that you'll stick to your routine. When you are held accountable for your actions, you are less likely to skip steps or fall into procrastination. While accountability can be a great motivator, it's also important to hold yourself accountable, even when no one is watching. Self-accountability is a cornerstone of discipline. Discipline. It means being honest with yourself about your progress, recognizing when you've fallen off track, and doing whatever it takes to get back on course. Self-accountability also involves the ability to evaluate your performance, reflect on what's working, and adjust your routine as necessary to ensure you continue making progress toward your goals. This kind of self-awareness is key to building discipline because it allows you to stay in tune with your habits and make conscious decisions about how you want to move forward. That discipline is also cultivated by learning how to manage distractions. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, and they can easily pull you away from your routine. Whether it's social media, email, or even just the noise of daily life, distractions can derail your focus and prevent you from staying committed to your goals. However, discipline is about recognizing those distractions and making a conscious decision to stay focused. It's about creating an environment that minimizes distractions and supports your ability to stay on task. This could involve turning off notifications, setting boundaries with others, or carving out specific time blocks to work uninterrupted. The more you can reduce distractions, the more focused you'll be, and the easier it will be to maintain the discipline needed to stick to your routine. Moreover, discipline is strengthened through the development of good habits. Habits are behaviors that become ingrained in your routine, and they play a major role in building discipline. The more you incorporate positive habits into your routine, the less effort it takes to maintain them. For example, if you consistently wake up early to exercise, over time, it becomes less of a struggle because it's embedded in your routine. Habits take the pressure off, allowing you to perform tasks without needing to rely on motivation or willpower each time. When you build a solid foundation of good habits, you free up mental energy that would otherwise be spent making decisions or resisting the urge to procrastinate. Developing good habits is one of the most powerful ways to strengthen your discipline because it shifts your behavior into automatic action, making it easier to stick to your routine. That building discipline is also about being patient with yourself. It's easy to expect rapid progress, but the reality is that discipline takes time to develop. At first, you may struggle to stay committed to your routine, and you may feel frustrated when you slip up. But instead of being discouraged by setbacks, recognize them as part of the learning process. Building discipline is about progress, not perfection. When you show up even on the days when it's hard, you are strengthening your ability to stay disciplined in the long run. Discipline is a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. The more you practice showing up, following through, and staying committed, the easier it becomes. Through consistent effort, you develop the resilience needed to continue pursuing your goals, no matter the obstacles. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. And when you master discipline, it becomes the driving force behind your success. It doesn't happen by accident or by chance. It's the result of deliberate effort and a series of intentional action taken consistently over time. A powerful way to ensure that you are on track to achieve your goals is through the power of accountability. When you have someone to answer to, someone who expects results, you are far more likely to stay committed and push through challenges. Accountability creates a sense of responsibility and helps you stay focused on your objectives. It gives you the structure you need to stay on course, especially during times when motivation wanes or when you feel overwhelmed. The key is not only to set up external accountability, but also to foster self-accountability, which ensures you maintain discipline and consistency even when there's no one else around to hold you accountable. External accountability can take many forms. It could involve a friend, a colleague, a mentor, or even a coach. Someone who is aware of your goals and who can check in with you periodically to ensure that you are making progress. The act of reporting your progress to someone else is powerful. It creates a sense of obligation, encourages you to keep going, even on days when you may not feel like it. This accountability partner can provide encouragement, constructive feedback, and motivation, but more importantly, they hold you to your word. Knowing that you'll have to share your results with someone else increases the likelihood of following through. It makes your goals feel more real and more urgent. This is especially useful when pursuing long-term goals that may not have immediate results. Without the pressure of accountability, it's easy to lose sight of why you started in the first place, or to put off tasks because the consequences seem distant. An accountability partner helps bridge that gap, ensuring you continue to take consistent steps towards success. However, external accountability is only part of the equation. The other, perhaps more challenging part, is internal accountability. Self-accountability means being responsible for your own actions, recognizing when you've fallen short of your commitments, and having the discipline to correct course. It's easy to blame external factors when things don't go as planned. You might tell yourself that you didn't have enough time, that circumstances were difficult, or that you weren't in the right frame of mind to work. But when you practice self-accountability, you take full ownership of your decisions, your time, and your actions. You recognize that your success or lack thereof is ultimately in your hands, regardless of the obstacles that may arise. Self-accountability begins with self-awareness. It requires you to be honest with yourself about where you stand in relation to your goals. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life and avoid taking a hard look at your progress. But when you take the time to reflect on your actions, you can identify where you're excelling and where you need improvement. Self-reflection is crucial because it allows you to adjust your approach if necessary and continue moving forward. It's not about being overly critical of yourself, but rather about understanding your strengths and weaknesses and making the necessary adjustments to stay on track. One of the most effective ways to build self-accountability is by setting clear and measurable goals. When you define what success looks like for you, it's easier to track your progress and hold yourself accountable. Vague goals like get better at time management or become more productive can leave too much room for interpretation, making it harder to assess whether you're truly making progress. Instead, break those broader goals down into smaller, actionable tasks. For example, instead of saying get better at time management, you might set a goal to plan my day every evening for the next week. This makes the goal more tangible and easier to measure. When you can see exactly what you need to do, you can hold yourself accountable for completing those tasks, and you'll be more likely to follow through. Another powerful tool for self-accountability is keeping a progress journal or tracking system. When you document your efforts and results, you create a record of your journey. This not only provides a visual reminder of your progress, but also allows you to evaluate your performance over time. If you've fallen short of your goals, you can review your journal and pinpoint what went wrong. Did you fail to plan effectively? Did you let distractions get in the way? Or did you simply lose sight of your priorities? By regularly assessing your progress, you can identify patterns, make adjustments, and hold yourself accountable for doing better next time. Tracking your progress also gives you the opportunity to celebrate small wins along the way, which can keep you motivated and committed to your goals. In addition to tracking progress, setting up rewards for achieving specific milestones can also serve as a motivating factor. These rewards don't need to be grand. They could be something as simple as taking a break, enjoying your favorite treat, or treating yourself to something small after completing a task. The key is to make sure that your rewards are tied to the achievement of specific goals, creating a positive feedback loop that reinforces the behavior you want to see more of. When you reward yourself for hitting milestones, you associate positive feelings with the actions that lead to success, which can motivate you to keep moving forward. However, self-accountability is not just about measuring progress or celebrating success. It's also about dealing with setbacks and failures. There will be times when you fall short, miss a deadline, or fail to follow through on your commitments. These moments can be discouraging, but self-accountability requires you to face them head on instead of brushing them aside or making excuses. Important to learn from these setbacks by reflecting on what went wrong and figuring out what you can do differently next time. Self-accountability means accepting responsibility for your actions and using failures as opportunities for growth rather than as reasons to give up. One of the biggest challenges with self-accountability is the temptation to procrastinate. It's easy to put things off when you don't have someone else checking in on you, but procrastination often stems from fear, doubt, or feeling overwhelmed. One way to combat procrastination is to break tasks down into smaller, more manageable steps. When you do this, the task no longer feels insurmountable, and you're more likely to take action. Additionally, setting deadlines for yourself can help create a sense of urgency, making it less likely that you'll delay completing important tasks. Ultimately, accountability, both external and internal, is crucial for success because it helps you stay disciplined, motivated, and focused. By holding yourself accountable for your actions and ensuring you have support from others, you create an environment where success is more achievable. Accountability helps you stay committed, overcome challenges, and push through moments of resistance. It forces you to stay true to your word, to continue progressing, and to never lose sight of the goals you've set for yourself. When you build a system of accountability into your life, you drastically increase the likelihood of achieving the success you desire. In the end, success is not a stroke of luck or a one-time event. It's the product of consistent action, disciplined habits, and a strong commitment to the journey. The routine you build, the energy and focus you maintain, the discipline you develop, and the accountability you uphold are the pillars upon which your success stands. The path to achieving your goals may not always be smooth, but when you create a solid foundation and stay true to your purpose, progress becomes inevitable. Remember, success doesn't happen overnight, but through consistent effort, reflection, and the unwavering belief that every small step you take is bringing you closer to your ultimate vision. Stay disciplined, stay accountable, and most importantly, never lose sight of the fact that success truly starts with the routine you choose to follow. Keep moving forward, one step at a time, and watch how far it takes you.